Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is LotusScope. You're watching LotusScope. My name is Majen. I will be your diviner. And today you see the thumbnail, you see the title. You know today I'm going to be doing a reading on the unfortunate incident of Nicki Minaj and her strangely timed stalker. Now, there's two things that I want to bring up in regards to this. A lot of people are pointing out that this stalker comes not long after Jay-Z comes forward in his GQ interview. And if you don't know about the bad blood between Jay-Z and Nicki, I'm sure you can do a quick Google search and you can find out all about it. I don't want to rehash all of that here. I believe I also have some readings that pertains to it. You can find them here at the iCard. I'll link them throughout the video. But there is also, we just had this a few weeks ago where Rihanna her home in LA was while her and her children and her family and her crew was there at the house, and she quickly packed up and left, as she should have. And so this seems to be like strange timing, and this seems to keep happening. I know Nicki is not new to this because she has been on the unfortunate end of several swatting incidents as well. But this is starting to just kind of be a weird thing that seems to keep coming up with her. And I don't know if it's because she's just bringing a lot of ire to her doorstep because of, the stands that's out here, the stand culture that is active in America. If this is in regards to her MAGA stance, if this is in regards to the whole Jay-Z and Rock Nation beat that that apparently seems to be going on between Rock Nation and Young Money. Who knows what's going on with this? And that's why I wanted to do a reading on this. I do want people to know I'm coming in here as a neutral party. I love the art that Nicki has created over the years that she has provided to people, but I'm not a big fan of her personality. Let's first and foremost get that out the way. I don't like what she has kind of devolved into, if I dare so say myself. I don't agree with the antics and the politics of it all, but again, it's not my life. But I am interested to know, like, if she's in danger or something, if Molly needs to run, because some things is not adding up, and with a lot of the things that may seem weird or it may just seem a coincidence or coincidental in Hollywood, it could actually be some meaning behind it. But before I get into this reading, I do want us to go forward with a few agreements in mind. One of them being that all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. Like I said, I'm going into this reading because I'm nosy, to be quite honest. But I am wondering if there is some connections here on the conspiracy side of things. Mainly, I'm not going into this with like any maliciousness or wanting any kind of harm towards Nicki. I'm sorry, my hate don't run that deep for her. I know for some people it may, but that's not me over here. I'm just really concerned if she should be concerned or more concerned, or if we should be keeping a close eye on her in the future. Or closer eye, maybe is the word, because people have been keeping a close eye on her. So to get that out the way, the next thing I wanted to get out the way is that if you have never been to my channel before, hello, welcome, come on in. If you've been to my channel and you've seen my readings before, you know what I'm going to say next, which is think of me as a spiritual translator. I try to use the cards to interpret the messages and meanings that I am being deemed worthy to receive from, the great creatress. And I try to interpret and translate those messages and meanings to you all. But of course, because of the vessel I am in and the medium I am using to try to conduct this reading, this reading is prone to some fallacies. There is prone to some misinterpretation, some mistranslation, and it's not on purpose. It's me trying to give the best translation possible so you can understand the gist of what's going on. Now, if there is something where I'm wrong at, I'm okay with that. We can correct it and we can move forward. But most of the time, I'm not too wrong. I'm not too far off because I try to give the energies and the feelings and not like the definitive, or I try to give a um, situation of kind of like what it feels like to provide the interpretation. So, with all that being said, and as long as we have those understandings in place, I will go forward with this reading. If that comprehension if my statements did not comprehend for you, maybe this is a bit too above your understanding right now, and you should click off and come back at another time. Whatever the case may be, or when you're in a better headspace, because sometimes you just probably have to hear it a second or a third time for it to kind of like click. So let's get into this. This should be a short and sweet reading, hopefully. I don't think it should be too encumbersome, but we will see, because I'm just going to get into this and see what's coming up here. Oh dang, I left my phone. What I can do though, let's see, because I believe the name of the individual has I believe the name was provided. She has so many of them. I had to kind of narrow this down. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's see. Don't count that. I was splitting the deck. Six of Swords here. You have the King of Cups coming up in reverse. So I think it's clear I don't like you very much. I know this is going to send some people into a frenzy because this is the Ace of Pentacles. But let me tell you, it doesn't always have to mean monetary things or that he was paid. It could be a sense of like most people nowadays, or, you know, the reason why it's behind like some um, school pews, people do it for the notoriety, the fame. Think about how some people say, you know, nowadays we don't have a lot of can I say that? We don't have a lot of serial killers because now the modern version of a serial killer is a school pewer. Like, you know, it's that notoriety and that fame for doing something atrocious or horrendous. You see a lot of the behavior kind of executed through a lot of the trolling that people do online. People are more prone and like patting themselves on the back for being who can be the most malicious or evil about things. And so I'm wondering if there's something that's coming up here with the Six of Swords and the King of Cups and the Pentacles. It's like, oh, this is somebody I obviously don't have the strongest, um, the or I should say the nicest feelings to, but I can still profit in some sort of way, whether it's out of power or the reputation, acknowledgement of some sort. If I was to rattle this person, or if I succeed in rattling this person, whatever the case may be, there. Um, 6 of Swords. Only thing is, I feel like it's travel or like transition, and I don't know if this person traveled. Well, I'm assuming they did. I don't think he lived in the neighborhood, but I feel like I would have got a chariot if it was something more crucial. But yeah, okay. So also for the underlying energies, 5 of Pentacles. Um, I don't know. Is this somebody who feel like they're shunned out from society in some kind of way? Is this another crazy person? I hate to say it like that, or somebody who's mentally unstable. I'll say that. In some kind of sense, because I wonder if there's something here where it's like, I feel closed out from certain aspects of society, but this is one way where I can kind of buy my way in. And I wonder if it's that weird trolling kind of thing. I wonder if we're gonna see an uptick in this, because something makes me feel like we're gonna see an uptick in people kind of like not just politicians but celebrities too. Like a lot of, I don't know if it's a movement or something going on underground where people are like, we are going to start letting people in power, people who are famous, people who are well known, or rich, whatever the case may be. We're going to start letting them know that we can touch them, and that they're not immune or removed from the society that they created, kind of thing. I don't know what this is, but there's something that's coming up, and I'm just telling you what I'm getting here. I wonder if we're going to just see an uptick in security issues when it comes to like the who's who in America. And here's something else I'm getting. Okay, I don't know what this is, but again, I'm just going to give you what I'm getting. And this is all illustrative purposes only. I don't know what's going on in California, and maybe somebody could shed light on this. But again, I know overall most people who are on that southern border that touch up against Mexico, I know a lot of people say they are concerned with the border patrol security or whatever, or just the amount of immigrants they say that are coming over illegally. I don't know about that. I don't live on the southern border. Okay, so I won't speak to that. I don't know. I don't hear it. I don't see about it. But again, I don't want to speak on people's actual experiences if that's something that's actually going on. I just don't think it's going on at the rate that people are saying. But again, I don't live down there, so I do want to be clear about that. But I do wonder if there's a thing here of like, okay, well, if you can't, the messaging essentially getting the thought line, the thought process is overall, it kind of feels like if you can't protect me, or you're not saving me, helping me, caring about my safety and stuff from the people who are kind of coming over here illegally, then you aren't going to feel safe either. Because as they're pushing me out or doing whatever, I'm going to show up in your backyard, kind of thing. I don't know what that is. I'm just telling you there's something that along the lines that feels like it's coming through on this. I don't know why. Hopefully we're going to get, it's going to be some more light shed on that. But I'm just going to relate what I'm getting here because it may be important. Is that it? That's all I'm getting? Nothing else? I guess so. I think that's it. Okay. So I do have the empath, but it is coming up in it's coming up in reverse. And I'm going to tell you what this says. It says, learn to protect your sensitivities and cultivate boundaries to create a safe space in which you and your desire to be of service can thrive. Boundaries. Anyone? I also have the traveler. What is the traveling that's coming on here? It's two instances here where I feel like the traveling could be coming up because I mentioned it with the Six of Swords, and then we have the travelers coming up here. I don't know if this is something. It's supposed to be a larger conversation about immigration. I don't know if this is something about the stalker in regards to them traveling or something or crossing boundary lines, state lines, boundary lines. I don't know what that is, but something about travel is coming up. But let me read this card to you. It does say, let travel, education, and communication systems take you and your ideas to the world and or use the same to bring the world to you. This makes me feel like there is some kind of statement this person is trying to bring to the world. I think that's why this Ace of Pentacles is coming up. There is something, and I feel like the message wasn't able to be carried through. That's why this Tower and the Hermit card is coming up in reverse. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm known now, but I wasn't able to successfully deliver the message that I needed to. And like I stated earlier, something to me makes this feels like it's some like underground type stuff of like, we are trying to show the rich and powerful, the who's who, that they are not untouchable. The energies I'm also getting for the underlying here is the mermaid. And this read, look below the surface of your emotional reactions. Hello, King of Cups in reverse. To know what is really going on, for things are not always what they may seem. That is what this says. You can pause the video to read it. It seemed like it was a little blurry, but hopefully you can read that. You can pause. The other underlying energy, the mask. See, it's some convoluted stuff going on here. This is saying neither you or anyone else involved in your situation has a clear picture of what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen. Again, you can pause to read that so you know I'm not lying. That's what this says. There's something bigger going on with this. I don't know if it's the a Jay-Z conspiracy thing like some people are believing, but I do think this is more so on some movement thing going on. I would say that. Now, which alternative culture, I don't know. But it feels more like alt cult. Then I also have the shaman, working on healing and empowering yourself if you want to be useful to others or their own journey from suffering to healing. Sorry, get that glare off of there so you can read it. That is the underlying energies. Oh, I do have to read this one. This says the messenger, and it also came up in reverse. The message was not delivered. Make sure that what is being said is what is being heard. The same words and messages can often mean different things to different people. I don't know if this person is going to give them the real reason why he's there, unless he feel like they are going to communicate it to the public. I don't see him talking like that. I'm hearing tight lips, sink ships, sink movements. And who knows if this is something that's actually being investigated or if the FBI even know right now, because they're in freaking shambles right now. As far as we know, they're elsewhere. Yet something feels like it's an undercurrent here. Okay. Funny that Queen of Clubs is coming up for her. You know, baby, that Sag is strong. Her Virgo and her Sagittarius placements are so strong when it comes to Nicki. It's crazy. Um. All right. What I have for Nicki's energy in regards to this whole incident, I do have the Queen of Clubs in reverse here. That could be growing concern. That could be maybe sitting back and watching and waiting to see what she plans to do next. I almost feel a little of unsurety in this as well. And that could be because she's like, I don't have all of the information just yet. This is coming up in reverse for me. I know for you all it's looking upright, but for me it's coming up in reverse. But that could be something that's coming through here. Then I have the Seven of Cups. What, again, it's like, what do I do next? Where is this coming from? Let's get to the bottom of it. I need to know. I need to have more information. What's happening? What led to this? Why me? Why now? What's going on? And some people may think she's going through a psychosis or like she's being paranoid, but rightfully so. Then we also have the Temperance here as well. And this is coming up in the upright. I'm getting the word influence, under the influence, over the influence. I don't know, but I'm getting something with influence here, and I don't want to speak about it till I'm clear on which way that's going. I do also have the Three of Wands. She is definitely feel like, to me, it feels like I'm plotting or I'm trying to plot my next move. The Wheel of Fortune, and then the Knave of Clubs. Baby, her fire signs be coming through so strong. I do think she's going to get some kind of justice out of this, though, because this was another underlying energy coming up in the day. And so is the Knight of Swords. To me, that's like judge energy all day. I think she's going to get some justice out of this, but what's with all the insurity? What is this influence that I'm picking up on? Okay, let's get some clarity here. And then I can close it out because I'm not going to look too deep into this until we get more information. I don't want it to be too long either. Okay. I feel like it go this way because this fell first. So first thing first for her, I have the higher self that fell first. This did come up in reverse, but I had to flip it up so I can read it. Stop longing, still your mind, and allow your higher self to use its infinite resources to comfort and guide you to the fulfillment of your desires. I think this is speaking about her discomfort, that Queen of Clubs. Okay. And then we have the survivor here. Child, that's one thing she has been doing. Things might not work out as planned, at least in the short term. Remember all you have endured and how resilient you have proven to be. This is giving clarity for sure on the cards that I pulled on her initially. There is some unsurety and again some a little disturbed energy when it comes to her that I'm picking up on, and she is very much like, I'm trying to, it's a step out on faith. I'm really trying to lean into that everything is happening for a reason, and I'm being brought here to this, and that I've survived worse, or I have survived, all this other stuff up to this point. This isn't going to be the thing that finishes me. Like there seems to be some very strong belief in that that's coming through for me. In regards to Nicki, allegedly. I don't know if this is her energy, but I feel like that's what I'm interpreting here. And then we have the sage. Look at your situation with the mature, experienced viewpoint of a wise person. Examine assumptions about the aging process and mastery. Is that dealing with her art, her artistic block or something that she's in right now? The sage. Look at your situation with maturity. This feels very much like if she was writing, if I feel like, I don't know why I'm getting this. I feel like if she was to write a Twitter post right now, it would be very much like, all blessed be to the Most High, because no weapon formed against me shall prosper kind of thing. Like, I feel like I could see her tweeting that. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's going to come out and tweet about, no, I doubt it, but maybe she'll come out and tweet about what's going on, or she's gonna do that little cryptic writing she be doing. I know she be doing that shit. She love leaving people out in the cold. Okay, and then the underlying energy here is the free spirit. And this deals with, you can only change yourself. Now is the time to unleash your free spirit, not to try to blend in and be the same as everyone else. She also has the lover card coming up in reverse as well. And this reads, with love, all things are possible, for love replaces your confusing doubts and weakening fears with faith in yourself and others. Is there something going on with their relationship? Then I have the protector. Okay. And this says, surround yourself with people who lift you, accept you as you are, believe in your vision and purpose, and bring out the best in you. I feel like this is tying into that sage energy I was getting for her. There is some artistic transformation maybe that she is going under, and she is trying to clear out. It feels like, why is she trying to clear out camp? I don't know. I ain't been keeping up. But yeah. It seems that she's really leaning in heavy into believing like her faith and stepping out on faith and trying to follow what's being given to her. But there is some concern here, which is, normal. I think is only normal. There's some concern here and kind of like the boundaries and things and the safety of her family and herself, I think, that's coming up mostly. And kind of like, what's the intentions? I won't feel settled until I know what the intentions were. What was the purpose? What was the reason behind this? I won't feel settled until I know what's going on. And I don't think I'm going to get a clear read on her energy right now, because there is a lot of things of questioning, like who, what, when, where, why, what to do next. The jumbled thoughts of just kind of like, how do I keep me and my family safe as we go through this situation, what to do next. I won't know specifically what to do next until I get more information as well. So I think it's a information gathering thing that's going on with her as well. But I will tell you, there is something strange that I'm picking up on behalf of the individual that was coming after her, where it feels like it almost feels like he's part of a sale or a group or some alternative, gathering group, whatever you want to call it, belief system or something, where it's like we are trying to send a message that no one person is bigger than the program. You too can be touched. Et tu, Caesar, et tu. It's like the big thing that's kind of coming up for me. And I think, again, although I don't understand I very much understand like Nicki's energy and just want to be like, okay, I need answers. And I need the answers like as of yesterday, so I know how to protect me and my family and how to move forward and what's going on. And she may have an inkling of what's going on, because I highly doubt. You know what? No, I'm not going to say I highly doubt. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not like on her list of usual suspects. Where I feel like Rihanna stalker was on her list of usual suspects. I feel like for her, this guy is not on the list of usual suspects. I feel like there's something that's coming through too. But let me know your theories down in the comment section below as well. Again, I don't want to dive into this too deep because I don't know what's coming up through this, and I'm wanting to pull back from some of the stuff I'm getting here, and I don't want this video to be super long. So let me know your theories down in the comment section below. Do you believe this was some calculated target against Nicki? Do you think this is a bigger overarching thing as I do? Or are you of a different opinion? Let us all know down in the comment section below. If you like this reading, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more readings like this from me, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, selecting it to all so you can see the next time I drop a video. In the meantime, in between time, I'm wishing you all a happy day, evening, or night, wherever you are. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.